Hello, welcome in. My name is Helen. You can find me here as Helen's Busy Hands on Ravelry and Instagram also as Helen's Busy Hands. This is my episode 0, so to speak, for a knitting and cross stitch and crafty and whatever the heck I get up to kind of channel. This is, to be fair, the second time recording this because the first time I sat here and I was knitting. And then I went and listened to it back, and you can hear it's click, 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 click. Yeah, not ideal. But my hands are, I'll sit on them if I have to. You might get kind of distracted. Anyway, as I said, my name is Helen. I'm coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand, where I live with my son, his partner, and my 2 cats. One of which is just hanging out. She's my inside cat, by choice. My other one is very much he can open windows, he's a bit of a thing. But, saying that, so I am me. Going so well. I am a mum of 2 boys, one of which is transgender and lives with friends about 30-minute drive away, so not too far. And my other one, as you know, lives with me with his partner. They moved in when I needed some help financially, so they said that's fine, we'll move in, we'll help out. So it's been great. Both my boys are old enough to drink in any country they ever want to visit, so it gives you an idea of how things. I did have both my boys young. I was younger than 21 by the time I had both my boys, but it is what it is. I am an admin assistant in a company that is only like a 6-minute drive away from home. I have the best work commute and I work with some pretty amazing people. So that's my day-to-day. I currently have short hours, it's a little bit quiet, so I have a lot of time to fill with crafting and gardening and anything else my little heart desires. I'm starting to get back into being social. I've kind of shut myself off for a bit. I went through a bit of a mental downturn about middle of March, and I'm coming out of it, so there are the roll-on effects from that, as in you'll see when it comes to some of my projects. There's no notes. I've lost a pattern for something. Yeah, it's a problem. But I am getting there and I am in a much better space. So here I am. What else can I say? I picked up knitting. I was taught as a child by my nana, who was the family's knitter, seriously. There's photos floating around of me, which I'll show later, of stuff that she has knit for me in the past. She's been gone for 10 plus years now. But I do remember she taught me to knit, and I decided to make my grandfather, who I called Pet, scarf. And I tried to knit as fast as Nana did. So zoom, 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 zoom. And I got a decent length with holes. I had so many yarn overs, and of course it was doing this and but it's fine. It's alright, Pet. You wanted a scarf with buttonholes, right? So you could clip it on. It was great. But yeah, needless to say, I didn't pick it up again for years and years, and then I was a bored housewife living in Amsterdam. And I pulled up YouTube, grabbed some needles and some cheap acrylic, and started knitting. And I've been stuck ever since. I have been doing mainly socks. I am primarily a sock knitter. You'll see a lot of those. I'm starting to branch into garments. I've done a few shawls. As you can see, if you want to come weave in these ends for me, I would love you forever. But I've been knitting now for probably about 15 years. And I still class myself as kind of like an adventurous newbie because I don't do garments. I do shawls, I do socks, but I want to get into garments. I am losing weight, I'm feeling good about my body, so I want to wear stuff that I have made. And I've made a few things, I made a few tops which we'll see in the future. No time soon, because we are coming into, well, we've just come into spring. Today is the 4th of September, so September the 1st was the first day of spring. and it's getting warm. Like, you can see how bright that sunlight is. I was going to shut the window or the curtain, but it's nice. I want to enjoy it. We've had, you know, crappy weather for a while. Crochet I picked up, I don't know, I don't remember when I learned how to do a granny square, but I've been doing them for a while. So for a while I was just a knitter that could do a granny square. And now I'm a knitter that can do a granny square, and I'm starting to do a little bit of amigurumi. That's kind of my goal is at this point. I want to do amigurumi. I think the toys are so cute. And I've kind of got a bit of a toy on the hook, on the go. Terminology. You'll see it in the knitting and crochet podcast, which will be uploaded tomorrow. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking this one will go up today and the other two will go up tomorrow, so you've got like a day to get to know me. And there she goes, look, sunlight. I do spin, but you won't see much of it. My wheel is currently in retirement because she is a squeaky thing who needs either a lot of service or to be retired. And I'll have to get a new one. I do want to get like a Marja Craft or something. I do have a Ashford Kiwi or an Ashford Traveller. It's a single treadle. I want to get into a double treadle. That would be like my main thing. I've looked at the price of upgrading her to a double treadle, which I think would kill the squeak. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the leather or the little bendy bit that squeaks. So options there, but we shall see. But I think a double treadle would be great because I do have problems with my hips. And here I am sitting cross-legged in a computer chair. But I think doing this movement rather than this is going to be so much better for me. But I haven't spun in a while, but you will see some of my hand spun coming out. It's all deep stash. Most of my stash is deep stash. I have had it for 10 years plus. So a lot of indie dyers no longer dye, and you will see them come out and I will use them up. I am not doing a stash down. I'm not doing a no buy. I am trying to use the stuff and let it see the light of day, which is the whole reason why I got it. Otherwise, why have it if it's just going to sit on a shelf? It might as well be an ornament. But I will buy for specific projects, especially now that I'm getting into garments and bigger things, or, you know, if I want to do Stephen West's next shawl that has been all over Instagram. I'm like, I am still working on his first one. Not the first one from last year. My first mystery from Stephen. But that's the knitting podcast. It's fine. Let's see. So knitting, crochet, spinning, cross stitch. I was taught as a child. I lived in Papua New Guinea growing up for a few years, and one of the ladies there taught my mum how to cross stitch, which meant I learned how to cross stitch. And at one point there was like an extracurricular thing where you could do cross stitch during lunchtime or during one of the afternoons or something at school. And so a group of us girls got together and we did bookmarks. I can't remember what my one was. I remember my friend did one that was a tree and she was just doing brown for weeks. She hated it so much. But again, one of those things I put down, I picked it up a little bit while living overseas. And I'll show some finished objects one day where I actually found them. I'm surprised I still had them, but I found some finished objects, so not much. I class myself as very much a beginner cross-stitcher, like very much a baby cross-stitcher. So I don't have very many whips or anything. But I picked up cross-stitch again in the lockdowns, and it's been okay. I enjoy it. I love the finished process. I enjoy the process. I enjoy seeing, like being able to see. She's rolling around like a clown. You're going to steal the show there, Arcadia. Look, I don't care. I'm happy in the sun. This basket, by the way, since I got distracted by a cat, that is one of 2 cat beds sitting on top of this box. Because 2 cats. She claimed the one actually right in front of the window, and my boy tried to steal it and that wasn't going to be allowed, so 2 baskets. I was somewhere. Cross stitch. So yeah, I picked up cross stitch over lockdown. I've only completed like one thing since then. But it's okay. You know, I have learned that from watching all the floss tube stuff that projects take time and you got to do what you want to do. I'm getting there. I'm enjoying it. That's all that matters. And I like to share that kind of enjoyment with you. With my gardening, I'm in a rental house, but we've been told we can do whatever we want with the gardens, and because I kind of work for a gardening company, as in like we do all of the garden media, the compost, your seed raising, all your ferts. We supply all of that. We're going to come in and we're going to redo my garden. So I'm basically going to get sponsored in a way to redo my garden. It's great. So that's our plan, and I'd love to be able to show you the journey through growing my own, you know, fruits and veggies and whatever else I happen to throw in the garden beds. I hope you don't mind having that on there, but I want this channel to be a bit of me, showing you what makes me happy, and maybe what makes you happy is something cool. Well, but something that makes me happy is something that makes you happy, and therefore we can kind of do it together-ish. Well, sort of compare each other. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Let's see, cats. So you've met Arcadia. She is 8-ish. Just a domestic tabby. I picked her off Facebook or something. It was her or her two brothers, and I actually went there with one of her brothers, who was a gorgeous grey with a stripe and everything. Beautiful. I love grey cats. And then I saw her, who was the size of my hand with a little ginger spot here, and she's got like a bit of ginger on the pits, but she's just a domestic tabby, and I'm not a big fan of tabbies, but her ginger spot, and she was just so sweet. So we picked her up and brought her home. A little spoiled. The other one, which I don't think you're going to see, so I'm going to shove some photos up here, editing Helen, you know what to do, is Spawny. He is a foster fail. I babysat him just after one of the lockdowns. He would have been about 6 weeks old at the time. I then turned to my friend who was the foster and I said, I'm keeping him. She said, okay. So I just basically, I did a whole running around for like a month or something for vet visits and whatever else. I usually would drop off the cats to the vet to go get fixed, and any appointments and microchips and all sort of stuff. And that's how I paid for him. And he is my snuggle buddy. He is huge. And he's the one that can open windows indoors and knows what time it is. 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening. Thank you very much. You better feed me. And he doesn't fail. 4:30 he'll start demanding snuggles in the afternoon, because then we try and push for an early dinner. But yeah, they're my babies. You know, I am very much drawn to cat cross stitch projects and stuff because of them. What else? What else do you want to know? Like, I'm just trying to think about what I like hearing from other podcasts and stuff. I think that's it. I'm going to refer back to this kind of video, which I'll update every now and again. As my little, if you want to know more about me, go visit here. So if you've come back here from sometime in the future, say hi. Let me know. And by sometime in the future, I mean like 5 seconds after I post this would be great too. But if you'd like to hang around and see what kind of trouble my busy hands get into, feel free to whack that subscribe button. Use the bell or not, it's on you. I personally don't have the bell for any of them. I sit here in the morning and I watch my podcasts. I have a list of them. I just keep adding to watch later, and I just breeze in the mornings. I'm happy to be the one that just sits here and has a chat and is a party or crafty group whenever you decide to have a sit in a coffee, maybe. I like my morning coffees. But I will see you for episode 1, which will be split into 2 parts. Basically an A and a B for all my works in progress for knitting, crochet and cross stitch. I'll keep the cross stitch separate. Knitting podcast should happen every 2 weeks, and cross stitch monthly wrap-ups should happen the first Tuesday, or Tuesday recordings, probably up on Wednesday or Thursday of every month. So we can have a catch up then. I look forward to seeing you. Bye.